There are two sides to living in Lyndon. On one side of the tracks and on the other side of the tracks. But access to either side, crossing over, can get cut off for quite some time. Depending on how fast it is, how long it is. Freight trains are a part of life in Lyndon, but not everyone accepts it. What's been the number one complaint since you've been mayor?
The number one complaint is this train coming right by.
Not just this one, though, specifically, right?
Specifically not this train, yeah, the trains running through Lyndon.
Number one complaint.
Number one.
They rumble through on their own schedule, day and night. How often do these trains come through?
Depends on the day, a lot more recently than in the past.
They keep commerce rolling in America, but they'll often make stops in Lyndon, idling in park for hours, even into the next day.
This is a rail yard, not a railroad. It's become a parking lot for trains, and it's just not acceptable.
What's worse, Mayor Brent Hagan complains, is where they've actually stopped.
It's gotten worse.
On the crossing on Lyndon Lane on July 22nd, here in Anchorage, August 26th, and then 4 days later, back on Lyndon Lane. It's not clear how much time had passed, but when we got there, it took more than 9 minutes for the train to get rolling again. Many of you are probably thinking it can't be legal for a train to just stop at a railroad crossing. Well, actually it is. Kentucky had an anti-blocking law where trains could be ticketed for sitting on a crossing for more than 5 minutes. The Association of American Railroads sued in federal court and won in 2018, with the judge ruling the law was unconstitutional and citing the Federal Rail Safety Act. But what about public safety? This was the night of December 27th.
Well, how about that? Fire truck get across the tracks.
And Chris Bayer of Lyndon
Yeah.
couldn't help it.
What are you gonna do?
He had to give a play-by-play while recording the St. Matthews fire truck turn around on Lyndon Lane and reroute.
Loss of 3 minutes.
I'm more baffled than anything.
Yeah.
Then, about a minute later, an ambulance showed up.
No luck for you either, buddy.
How can it be legal? How can it be ethical? How can it be practical? You know, a delay of a few minutes could mean life or death.
Focus found that what should have taken 2 to 3 minutes to get to Lyndon Woods Care and Rehab took almost 10 minutes. A route that's less than a mile from the fire station was rerouted at the train tracks and went for about 5 miles.
It's sad that we don't receive notifications that these trains are blocked.
Assistant Chief David Hauser says he already pleaded the case a few years ago for the railroad to alert first responders.
How receptive were they to that?
You have other crossings, you know. It's the way we operate now.
Problem is, trains are often so long they can and have blocked all 4 crossings at the same time.
There was just nothing that CSX was willing to do for us.
So Mayor Hagan plans to get things done himself.
We're not going to get any movement from CSX.
He wants to get his community a piece of the $3 billion recently allocated through the Federal Railroad Administration. The Railroad Crossing Elimination Program is set up for crossing construction projects.
Just doesn't seem feasible with the current locations of the crossings.
But Hagan says for Lyndon, signs with flashing lights or an integrated alert system with dispatch would make more sense.
Cameras would enable us to view real time these crossings and know whether or not there was a train present. Seems like something we could do tomorrow.
Mayor Hagan has until October 4th to apply for the first round of federal money. Requests for an interview with both CSX and the Association of American Railroads were unsuccessful. In Lyndon, I'm John Charlton, WHAS 11, on your side.
John learned about this story from a viewer's tip. If you have something you'd like us to investigate, send it to us. You can send an email to focus@whas11.com.